monologue.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.
That Comrade Abdul Karim.
We are here to talk about this issue where we have the common law and the civil law systems.
These two systems came together because they are different systems. Okay, the British systems, the French civil law system came together with the with both systems, right? But what happened? La Republique will take somebody would illegally arrest somebody from Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, take them to Yaoundé with a different system, and you try them that there without them knowing the system of the civil law in Yaoundé. Now, this has been going on since from when we even had the relationship with the French Cameroon, where they will arrest you in Bamenda or Boya or Kumba or Kumbo. They will take you to Yaoundé, which is not right. All right. Now, these are two systems. Okay. These two systems are there for a reason. All right. The civil law system are primarily based on these codified laws and statutes that France brought into the system during the colonial days. Right. Most of the time, the civil law system is based on French constitution. Okay. On the contrary, the common law system rely more heavily on judicial proceedings and case law as a primary source of law. They follow judicial proceedings. You cannot take somebody from a common law system, take to Yaoundé with a civil law system, try them there. They don't even know. The lawyers that they have who speak English will come from a common law system and go and be trying to see how to adapt to the civil law system. The same complaint that started this crisis, one of those complaints was about the judicial system. So, do you see the nuance when it comes to this, right? The problem of this crisis, one of the major issues was the judicial system. Other issues come with education, political and economic manipulations, but one of the core was about the legal system. You saw the lawyers, how the lawyers came out and they were protesting, and how they were molested by the police of Cameroon. So when we are talking about the role of the system, and the worst of all is that they are not only, they take people from Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, take to La Republique du Cameroon, try them there. They are not even only tried in a civil law system, in the common in a system. They are tried in the military court, for that matter. Okay, military court for that matter. So I don't understand why somebody will be doing that to civilians, right? Now, what is the role of a military court? The military court are a distinct entity that they operate by the military, right? The military justice system is governed by their unified code of military. That is about military. Okay. How then do you bring civilians, put them in the military court that they know nothing about? That is the fate of most of our people who have been tried in those courts. Yeah. You cannot bring people who are, because of their political opinion, you take them to military court. something that even the lawyers, the lawyers that you take to these courts have to be military people, because that is military court is for military. They have the martial system. They deal with charges of military, police, and all these men in uniform. Okay. Those are charges, those are courts that you cannot bring civilian in. Okay. What does civilian have got to do with military and law enforcement and so on and so forth? The issue that we saw with Abdul Karim is so distinct also, right? He was taken from Bamenda because he's an Ambazonian activist, taken to Yaoundé. We don't know why. But today, he refused to be judged in that court because he has a reason, right? You can't take somebody from Bamenda, Ambazonia, you take to Yaoundé, French Cameroon, and you want that person to be tried, to be judged in that court. Not even the civilian court. It's a military court. It's a military court. You want that person to be tried in that court, and you are there talking about fair trial. What fair trial do you have in a military court as a civilian? Because, man, so what are the other courts doing, right? We have the Court of Appeal, we have all these court there, different level of courts, right? They had the cases, maybe some can be misdemeanor, some can be felony, but when it goes to that level, like different charges, murder and so on, but it's still civilian court. It has nothing to do with military court. Ambazonians are being tried in that court, military. They have nothing to do with that court. Why do you try them there? Why? Why do you try them there? I want you to take a listen to Comrade Chris, who analyzed this issue with Abdul Karim, so that then we'll come back, we'll be listening to it, okay?
In my monologue on a recent statement that Comrade Abdul Karim put out from the confines of Condé, he is essentially saying to La Republique du Cameroon, the time and the days you tried us under civil laws are over. In the heart of Cameroon's capital city, Yaoundé, a significant legal storm is brewing as authorities prepare to bring Abdul Karim Ali, an Ambazonian prisoner of conscience, before their military tribunal. Abdul Karim has languished without trial for nearly 2 years, repeatedly brought before military judges, only to return to the confines of the Condé cell, where he has been unjustly held. This time, as the date for his next court appearance remains unknown, Abdul Karim is spearheading a bold stand from behind bars, challenging, ladies and gentlemen, the very foundation of the legal proceedings that have kept him in captivity. In a recent 2-page document characterized by defiance and eloquence, Abdul Karim articulates his resolute refusal to cooperate with the Cameroon Military Tribunal. He raises profound questions about the jurisdiction under which citizens of the common law are being tried in a civil law system, questioning the legitimacy of such proceedings within the context of Cameroon's authority over the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Abdul Karim asserts that participation in the legal processes of La Republique du Cameroon inadvertently lends credence to the assertion of sovereignty over the southern Cameroon's state, a narrative that directly contradicts the principles of self-determination, he says. Abdul Karim argues that compliance with the directives of the civil law judicial apparatus in Cameroon effectively sanctioned the imposition of severe prison sentences by colonial military courts, constituting a blatant violation of fundamental human rights, norms of justice, and international law standards. He condemns the prevailing system for its role in suppressing dissent, thwarting the aspirations of the southern Cameroon's state through arbitrary detention, torture, and extrajudicial measures. Abdul Karim boldly declares that the judicial system of La Republique du Cameroon serves as a tool of state operation, seeking to coerce southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, into participating in a sentencing process that undermines their interests. Highlighting the biased nature of the military judicial apparatus, Abdul Karim denounces it as an extension of the invading army, perpetuating atrocities within a framework dominated by French influence that subverts the pursuit of justice. Rather than subjecting himself to a system inherently prejudiced against the southern Cameroons, Abdul vows to abstain from appearing before the compromise court and instead issue a comprehensive public statement through his legal representatives.
Abdul Karim has a very genuine point, especially when it comes to the points that he raised during his trial. And I think these was the same points that even the Naira 10, all those Ambazonians that were illegally arrested, were supposed to make. Because, according to international law, a civilian should not be tried in a military court. Okay, that is not what international law states, and you cannot use military court to try civilians. Okay, that is not what we talk about, and you use that as a tool. There is a law that Cameroon government brought in. That law was about terrorism. That law applies only to Ambazonians. Ambazonians are automatically terrorists when they appear before the military court. And you know what it means. Abdul Karim has a reason. Because in the military court, you are already found guilty, even before the judge. And first of all, you are arbitrarily detained. You become sometime incommunicado. You don't even have access to the judge. You cannot even have a bond. You cannot even have bail. That is the difference, okay, between the common law and the civil law system, okay. Because with those common law and all those other law, Abdul Karim is refusing to be tried in a civil law military court and preferring to be tried in a common law system in Ambazonia is quite accurate because of those hitches that he found with the previous trials of other Ambazonians, the Nera 10 and all those other, because the civil law is just like the French constitution. It's a codified law, okay? They rely on these kind of different scenarios, and they don't even have the system like the common law where you have the lawyer trying to bargain for your case. It's a bit different. It's very, very different when it comes to common law and civil law. Then imagine that is not even a civilian court. It's a military. It's a military court. It's a military court, and the civil law system with this kind of limited judicial discretion is very, very biased. Because when you come to that kind of complexity, it's very difficult for you to access lawyers who understand first of all the civil system, not to talk of the military system. Because it's a military court. You carry Ambazonians put in front of the military judges. Then the legal system is very slow. They keep you in trial, awaiting trial, no bail, nothing. So most of our people will spend like 10 years since the start of this crisis. Most of them are in Kondengi, awaiting trial. No bail bonds, no way to come out. You have to stay in jail until you're found innocent. That is a problem with the system. There's lack of transparency. There's lack of accountability, where the proceedings are not like in common law system, where the lawyers will stand in front of the court, argue their case, talk to the judges, debate the legality and illegality of the matter. Yes. So that is a problem. The civil law system is so biased on our people. Yes. Imagine that the civil laws system is focused on these codified proceedings and investigative role of judges, because the judges are the one everything. So your case can be in front of the judge. The judge just say, "Oh, you are found guilty." There is no system like the common law where the lawyer has to bring discussion. They'll bring this. That is why they don't want to try our people in the common law system where they are being arrested. They'll take them to the civil law system. The language they don't know. Most of them cannot speak French. You go and try these people in those systems. How do you survive that kind of environment? That is the crux of the matter. Let's continue listening to Comrade Chris as he analyzes this.
By French influence that subverts the pursuit of justice, rather than subjecting himself to a system inherently prejudiced against the southern Cameroons. Abdul vows to abstain from appearing before the compromise court and instead issue a comprehensive public statement through his legal representatives that he has promised. This statement, he explains, will outline a new approach to the treatment of subsequent prisoners of conscience, emphasizing the imperative of non-cooperation with unjust legal processes. Abdul Karim views his case as a pivotal moment for the Southern Cameroons, setting a precedent for unwavering defense against the legitimization of La Republique du Cameroon jurisdiction over the people of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. He plans to submit arguments supporting his decision to various entities, including the Military Tribunal of Yaoundé, the Presidency of La Republique du Cameroon, the Prime Ministry in Yaoundé, the Ecumenical Community of the Cameroons, the diplomatic community, the international community, and the people of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. Abdul Karim's stand resonates deeply with the fundamental principles of justice, self-determination, and human rights. His refusal to participate in a legal system that he views as fundamentally unjust and oppressive is a powerful assertion of his dignity and rights as a citizen of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. By challenging the authority of the civil law jurisdiction over common law citizens, Abdul Karim is not only defending his own rights, but also taking a stand against the historical injustices that have fueled the ongoing conflict between Cameroon and Ambazonia. It is indeed logical to question the validity of trying Southern Cameroonians under a legal system that they do not recognize or identify with. The imposition of the civil law system on the Southern Cameroons has long been a point of contention, leading to grievances and ultimately contributing to the current conflict. Abdul Karim's assertion that civil law has no jurisdiction over common law citizens is not only legally sound, but also ethically compelling. All prisoners within the confines of La Republique du Cameroon, La Republique du Cameroon's prisons, ladies and gentlemen, should consider adopting a similar stance, shedding light on the injustices inherent in the legal system and demanding a fair and impartial trial under a framework that respects their rights and identity. Abdul Karim's courageous stance against the illegitimate legal proceedings that have kept him detained symbolizes a broader struggle for justice, for freedom, and for self-determination in the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. His refusal to cooperate with a system that he deems oppressive and biased serves as a beacon of hope for all those who seek dignity and rights in the face of adversity. It is therefore imperative that the international community, the human rights community or organizations, and all advocates for justice stand in solidarity with Abdul Karim and all prisoners of conscience in the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, amplifying their voices and demanding accountability for the injustices they have endured all this while. Only through collective action and unwavering commitment to the principles of justice and human rights can we hope to bring about a future where all individuals are treated with dignity, with respect, and fairness.
That was Comrade Chris. It's very important that we
a talking point, my monologue on a risk.
There is Comrade Chris there. It's very important. We've heard of the
Abdul Karim
We've heard of
from the confine.
the illegality about all this and how Abdul Karim's case has
fueled some legal battle. Okay, you know, our people are a common law people. They are under common law jurisdiction. Okay, you cannot take somebody from a common law jurisdiction take to where they don't understand the law of that system. Okay, Abdul Karim is very, very right, and he's one of those prisoners of conscience languishing in the dungeons of La Republique du Cameroon just because they are Ambazonians, of their political opinion, of their self-determination, of their human right, fighting for injustice. That's all what they are doing, right? And they are languishing in the dungeons of La Republique. That is the dictatorial regime we are talking about. What do you want to talk about dictatorship? Someone in power for 42 years. What kind of justice can you have in that kind of system? What kind of justice are you talking about? Where people will be tried from common law to civil law system without any. Then not to talk of that, it's a military court. It's a military tribunal. So Ambazonians have become military. All Ambazonians now are military people. They're being tried under the military system. But that is the illegality we have been fighting against. Those are the injustices we are talking about. You can't stay silent in the midst of these injustices. Lack of transparency, lack of accountability. We are emphasizing on what Abdul Karim has been emphasizing, the procedure and substance. How do you try people who don't even understand the system? And you say it's fair trial? It's not fair, right? It's not fair. Because look at the common law system. The common law system has flexibility and adaptability to the changing circumstances through the judicial interpretation. The lawyer can stand in front of the judge and say, "Hey, my lord, this is my client is this, my client is arguing of this. They argue before the judge." Okay, in the common law system, there's that proceeding that provide predictability and consistency in the legal outcome. You can argue. If you have a good lawyer, you can win your case. Okay, that is how, because the common law system is more in-depth, case by case analysis. We can commit the same crime, but you have a good lawyer who argue your case and your own position in that same case, and you win. Okay, because the common law system allow you to argue. Okay, you can be 5 people who commit a crime, but because of the argument of the law, maybe you were not in that vicinity when it happened. You were all 5 arrested. You were somewhere and you were maybe an observer. They arrest everybody. The civil law system don't even allow these people. They just arrest 5 people. Oh, you are Ambazonian. You were protesting. You are a protester, right? They arrest you, put you in jail. They don't give you chance to even argue your matter. How is that like a common? No, because we have common law lawyers who our people hire from Bamenda and Boya. They will go to Yaoundé. These are lawyers who are common law lawyers. Think of it. How do they argue about this? Yes, because the common law system will provide this legal development through continuous interpretation. They can interpret the law. They have law, but it's a case by case analysis. Okay, the judge cannot judge you if everybody commit a crime, or is charged with a crime. The judge will look on the lawyer's argument, how the lawyer defend you, right? That is how they'll go case by case. Okay, they cannot just say all of you are Ambazonians, you are all criminals, stay in jail, rot in jail. That's what they did to everybody, right? Everybody's in jail now. Those people who maybe they were going to their market to buy some their thing, all those people, they arrest everybody, put in jail. You're all Ambazonian, so there's no case. You're Ambazonian, you were all arrested, you just stay in jail, rot in jail. You don't have any case. Just stay there. That is what we're talking about. How bad is the system? Think of it. That's what we have been fighting all these years, right? How the civil law system has put our people in this quagmire of injustices and inconsistent interpretation of the law. Okay, where they don't have even time to even debate on the matter. The judge, when the judge will look at you, maybe the judge doesn't even like you, just say, 10 years imprisonment. That is how the civil law system is. Very complex. Okay. The complex legal code in civil law system is that they just look at the law and they just interpret the law from that their old France, the Napoleonic code. That's what they still use now. That's how bad the system is. Okay. Very, very slow legal system where you can stay in waiting trial for 10 years. Then you are tried for a crime of 1 year. You lost 9 years of your life languishing in the dungeons of somebody else's country. Now, look at the international argument. You go to a country, you arrest somebody. That person is not. These are professors. These are teachers. These are people who are Nigerian. Some are Nigerian citizens, but they are Ambazonian, right? But they are Nigerians. They teach in Nigeria. They live in Nigeria. They are refugees. They seek refuge in Nigeria. Who does that? To go to another country, arrest people who are seeking refuge. They are covered by international law. They are covered by international human rights law. They are covered by that jurisdiction, by that host country. You now understand why Nigeria High Court first passed that judgment that they should send all these people that were illegally arrested or kidnapped from Nigeria and Naira 10 with all the ones that were arrested in Taraba. How do you do this? Which country does this? Go to another country, people that are seeking asylum, you go to that country. Is the host country is the only country that has right to finish their trial of those people in that country. If they have crime, that country now will communicate now with the country of that want to arrest that person. Okay, I have these people here. We are sending them back. We want this to be signed because these people are not truly asylum seekers. Their refugee status, is being revoked. This. That is what country does before they refuse. When they refuse somebody's asylum, right? They will repatriate those people, right? But without that legal proceedings, you cannot just go in a country and plan with some few military officers and arrest people, take them to Yaoundé. What law, what international law covers this kind of action? That is why the Nigerian High Court passed that judgment. They should send all these people that were arrested in Nigeria and be compensated because they were illegally arrested. No international law will allow one country to go to another country and arrest people who are seeking asylum, because asylum is an international law. It has nothing to do with your local law. It's covered by international law. If you go to a country, you seek asylum, that country has a right to follow the normal asylum law, asylum procedure. See if you have issue with your home country, what is happening, or you are a political activist that is seeking refuge. That country has a right to follow the normal asylum law. It has nothing to do with some other country going to arrest people in another country. Where have you seen that? It doesn't happen. The only thing is, if the other country think that those people have crimes, they will pass through that country's legal process. Then they will have the law of extradition. But in this case, the Naira 10 had no law of extradition. They were not tried in Nigeria. They went for a meeting. Now, the Cameroon, you know how corrupt this Cameroon government is. They went there and corrupted these officials. Some of the few officials there. Then before they realized, that they were duped by the Cameroon officials. That is what happened. The Nigerian High Court now saw the case and said, no, this was illegal. You cannot go to a country and do that to any country. International law does not allow you to go and arrest asylum seekers, go and arrest citizens of other countries like that. There must be some established agreement to prove beyond reasonable doubt that these people committed a crime. What crime did they commit? You cannot do that to asylum seekers. People who are seeking refuge, you go and arrest them. Where have you seen that in the world? That is why we say the international law was broken. International treaty was broken there. And that is why the Nigerian High Court passed that judgment that they should send all these people that were arrested back to Nigeria and be compensated. But this is almost 3 years that the Nigerian High Court passed this judgment. Has the Cameroon government accepted or comply? No. What other international law do you think that Cameroon government will accept? Even negotiation, we went 2 times to negotiation. Abdul Karim was one of the people in the Switzerland negotiation. He went to Cameroon, he was arrested. So what kind of country do you that you think that you are dealing with? Sometimes we have to talk to these international organizations and to tell them to their face that this is wrong, and you keep on pouring money to this rogue government of Cameroon with all these atrocities, international crimes, these injustices on the people of Ambazonia. Everyone is equal before the law. You don't treat people differently, trying to wipe out their identity, subdue them into all types of mistreatment. That is not fair. Our people are human people. We are human beings. We have equal law, equal right in front of the law as any human beings have in the world. There is nobody that has more right than other. But you cannot treat our people like that. It's inhumane. We are people, we are humans. We are not animals you just arrest anywhere and take to where, treat them anyhow. This is a lesson to us, because we, as La Republique see that they will do this to our people and nobody is speaking, they will be doing this to our people, arresting our people from Bamenda to Boya and taking to Yaoundé and try them there. Two different systems. The same. One of the major causes of this crisis is the difference between the civil law and the common law system, where people, but that is the point of contention we are talking about. We have to stand up, tell the La Republique government, you are wrong. There is no other mixing of words here. They are wrong to do that. And when you arrest our people from Boya, Bamenda, don't allow them to try you in Yaoundé, because you cannot go take people from civilians, from a civil law, from a common law system, take them to a civil law system, try them in a military court. Where have you seen that? Where have you seen that in the world, where they will try civilians in military court? Are they not civilian court? Are they not court for civilians? That is what we are talking about here. It's illegal. It's wrong. We have to tell them to their face, word verbatim, because it's wrong. You cannot do that to people. That is against the right of the people. We are not subhumans. We are human beings like any other human beings in the world. We have the same right, equal right. We have the same justice must prevail for all people. And I like what Abdul Karim has done to channel this matter to his letter is going to all these jurisdictions for them to know what Southern Cameroonian Ambazonians are going through in the legal system in that country. And when people go around, I see these colonial administrators trying to say, drop your thing, drop your weapon, drop your this, drop your that. With this same system going on, you think that our people can subdue to these injustices on our people? We can't. And when they think that things are going back to normal, with these same injustices our people are facing, they want, things are going back to normal. Okay. That is what we face, but our people are not relenting anytime soon. If that injustice want to become the law of the country, resistance becomes a duty of Ambazonians. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless the people of Ambazonia.